بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وبعد. With a few days remaining, it's highly encouraged that we strategize how best to gain the most amount of reward. Because one is we continue doing what we're doing, and eventually Ramadan is going to come to an end. But a more intelligent way to spend our final days is not only to exert ourselves in ibadah, but to do certain things that can get us the greatest amount of ibadah. The greatest amount of ibadah. And the ulama, they explain that there are certain a'mal, when you do them, they're very small in the effort that you put in, but they're great in the reward that you get. And I'll give you a few examples. In Sahih al-Bukhari, the final hadith that Imam Bukhari mentions is a hadith in which he says, كَلِمَتَانْ حَبِيبَتَانْ إِلَى الرَّحْمَنِ خَفِيفَتَانْ عَلَى اللِّسَانِ ثَقِيلَتَانْ فِي الْمِيزَانِ. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he tells us that there are two phrases, two sentences, statements, if you say them, they're beloved to Allah, they're very light on your tongue, but they're very heavy on the scale, very heavy on the scale. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, Subhanallah al-Azim. Just two words, two phrases, sentences, but they're filled with reward. Subhanallah, even we understand that not everything has the same weight. You can take a small amount of gold and put it on a scale, and right next to it you can put cotton and you can put it on the scale, same weight, but the value of one is much greater than the value of the other one. So that's one example. Another example, we know that Surah Al-Ikhlas is thuluthul Quran, 1/3 of the Quran. This shouldn't be an excuse not to read the Quran, but if I've already finished reciting the Quran and I can't finish my second round, if I recite Surah Al-Ikhlas 3 times, at least I get the reward of completing the entire Quran. Another example, when I'm standing in prayer, Laylatul Qadr, the most ideal form is I stand in prayer at nighttime. I wake up and I cry before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, if I'm unable to get that reward, what's the alternative? The alternative is I spend my night making sure I pray Isha Salah in Jama'ah in the Masjid, and then I make sure I pray my Fajr Salah in Jama'ah as well. By doing that, I get the reward of the entire night in ibadah. The purpose of this, saying this is, they say work smart, don't work hard. Work smart, don't work hard. You know, subhanAllah, there are so many ways Allah gives us the opportunity to increase our reward by putting less effort into it. You know, I was just mentioning this the other day. When I was studying abroad, we used to take turns to clean the room. You know, one day is my turn, the next day is my roommate's turn. And we had this straw broom. They use it back at home. It's like a straw broom. It's made of straws. It's not like a normal plastic broom. It's like a straw broom. So my roommate, it was his turn to clean the room. And it was a Friday morning. He started to clean up and we left. We come back 1 hour later and the room is actually more messy and dirty than we had left. Everywhere you see straws, the straws are broken here, broken over there. We're wondering like what happened? You had one job, you had 1 hour, and you made the situation even more worse. What happened? So then my friend, other friend, he noticed, my roommate, that when he was using the straw broom, when you use it, you're not meant to use it very hard. Because if you sweep very hard, the fibers begin to break and spread everywhere. You're meant to use it very lightly just so that you can gather all of the dirt. And it just got me thinking over there, you shouldn't work hard, you should be working smart. If he just swept, just for like 2-3 minutes, but properly, it would have gotten done. But he spent 1 hour over there, his hands hurting, his back is hurting, and now there's even more work to be done. So the idea is, as the final days of Ramadan are coming to a close, there are so many forms of ibadah we should do. This is not an excuse. I have to make sure that I pray my salah at night. I have to make sure I try to do the khatam of the Quran. I try to do my full adhkar. But there's something called maintenance, damage control. Damage control isn't something I do all the time. Let's say, for instance, I have a very serious wound. I can put a bandage on it, but I have to go to the doctor very quickly. But that bandage is going to help support me for the time being. So likewise, as the last days of Ramadan come, I am not going to do this so I don't read the Quran, but let me recite Surah Al-Ikhlas 3 times, so at least I get that reward. I should continue doing adhkar, but I should also add Subhanallah wa bihamdi Subhanallah al-Azim. I should also pray tahajjud during the odd nights, but at the bare minimum, I should also pray Salat al-Isha in congregation and Salat al-Fajr in congregation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase our rewards. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make everything we do multiply in greater numbers in His court. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.